There are three things in this world that I despise with like an unbridled burning passion. The first one is politicians. The second one is people who hate for literally no reason. And the third, pedophiles. And unfortunately, if we look at the internet today, it's always kind of been a shifty place for people who want to engage in not so great behavior, especially involving children. However, it feels like in more recent years, not only are people who have not been engaged in the internet before, chiefly those who are, growing up with it rather than people like me who kind of were brought up with it while it was still in a very immature state itself. Like, you want to talk about growing up with the internet? There's a different meaning between growing up with the internet in the state that it is now and growing up with the internet, which is where I feel I fall into the category of like growing up with the internet as it evolved into the thing it became today. And if you were lucky enough or unlucky enough, depending on how you look at it, to have access to the internet during that time, you can probably agree with me when I say that it used to be a much more, not even just volatile place, but just a place where the sort of counterculture that the internet brought about was a little bit more widely accepted and people weren't necessarily arguing over what it had to be. There was just this common consensus that things were the way they were. I mean, you look at the original, rules of the internet, you've got multiple references to the original 4chan in there, while anyone in their right mind would know that not only 4chan, but Anonymous, which is also mentioned in there, are nothing but shells of what they used to be, thus rendering half this list of rules basically meaningless, minus, the obvious ones. The point I'm trying to make here is that now that the internet has gotten to a bit of a more matured state, we as a collective internet can see a sort of right from wrong. In this case, a lot of people have noticed that a lot of people who, create content on a large scale, namely people like, Call Me Carson, Tobuscus, J Station. The point I'm trying to make though is that a lot of people who create content, be it for YouTube, for Twitch, hell, even something as stupid as like Vine or Instagram or even TikTok, these people who use their positions of, actual internet status to get more than just, likes and follows out of their fans. The individual in question that we're unfortunately talking about today is, by no surprise, Dr. Disrespect. Now, assuming you haven't heard of Dr. Disrespect before, which I'll be completely honest, I never watched any of his streams. I just kind of knew who he was from, his collaborations with multiple different game companies. Hell, he used to be the poster boy for Twitch for a while before all of this assumedly came to light internally, which I can, we're going to go over that in just a sec. He's a streamer who, dresses up as his persona for literally every single stream he's ever done. Hair, like fake mustache, these big ass sunglasses. And I'm all for having a persona as who you dress up as. But it's kind of weird when that's, your whole thing. I say that as I'm fucking, adjusting my hair and makeup. Do I look pretty, guys? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to check out the subscribe store while you're there. Point being, though, is that he always is in persona. He never really shows you, who he is behind the sunglasses and the mustache and whatever. And I always thought that was a little bit corny. Like I said, I never really was a big fan of his. But recently, a bunch of ex-employees on Twitch came out about his ban that he received from Twitch a long time ago. As I've mentioned, he used to be Twitch's poster boy, but it was not public knowledge up until now. Now, I want to say that, let me look this up. Disrespect was banned he was banned back in 2020. And when it happened, it was in the middle of COVID, nobody knew exactly why, but now these multiple employees from Twitch who no longer work with the company have come out and said it was because he was trying to get into contact with someone who was 17 years old. And now Disrespect himself has actually just released his own statement on the matter, which, we're going to take a look at together, and we'll see, if it leads to his innocence or if it leads to his guilt. But I'm going to take a guess based on just the comments that I've been reading on this, on this Twitter page. Sorry, I actually gag when I have to say that. on Twitter, he posted this very length post that we're going to take a look at. So it starts off with the big bold header, the Twitch ban. Hello, I'd like to make a quick statement. Let's cut the fucking bullshit. As you know, there's no filter with me. I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything that I can be upfront about, and I'm always willing to accept responsibility, which is why I'm here now. First and foremost, I want to apologize to everyone in my community and as well as those close to me, my team, and everyone at the Midnight Society game studio. A lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society and I. We made the painful decision collectively to have me step down. Our team is full of incredibly talented and good people that have high career.
Downward spiral.
Basically, he goes through this whole like spiel of like, oh yeah, I'm stepping down from this game studio that I presume he created. Let me double check. So Midnight Society appears to be a company that Doc sort of made himself. In this next paragraph, he goes into wanting, everyone wanting to know why he was banned from Twitch. So let's start here. Everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but for reasons outside of my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years. Now that 2 former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. Were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes lean too much into the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened, no pictures were shared, no crimes were committed. I never even met the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute with Twitch, and the case was resolved by settlement. Let me be clear, it was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have ever been brought against me. Oh boy. So he basically is admitting to exchanging messages with this minor, but unsurprisingly, he's maintaining his innocence, that nothing. Got very adult in nature, which, based on the wording of how he's sort of sidestepping this, I'm the type of guy who likes to go, innocent until proven guilty, but it says he takes okay. Let's just keep reading, actually. I don't want to speak yet. Now, from a moral standpoint, I will absolutely take responsibility. I should never have entertained these conversations to begin with, and that's on me. That's on me as an adult, a husband, and a father. It should have never happened. I get it. I'm not perfect, and he wrote this so weird. And I'll fucking own my own shit. This was stupid. Now, with all this said, don't get it fucking mistaken. I've seen all the remarks and labels being thrown around so loosely. Social media is a destruction zone. I'm no predator or pedophile. Are you kidding me?
Anyone who truly knows me knows where I stand on those things with those types of people. Fuck that. That's a different level of disgust that I fucking hate everything hearing it. Don't be loving me, it's the worst of the worst. The worst ever. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
He goes through a whole nother spiel of, apologizing to his community, industry friends, everyone that, he's wronged by not speaking up about this, or really safely taking responsibility. I don't want to say safely taking responsibility, but this just doesn't look good. Although in all fairness, it didn't look good to begin with when Twitch came out and said, yeah, it was a minor that he was speaking to. I guess there is some, silver lining in the fact that he can admit that it was wrong for him to entertain the conversation. As bad as all this sounds, until it actually, is revealed what was exchanged in those messages, let me take a look real quick and see if anything like that was seriously, dropped.
2 seconds later.
So the person who originally broke this, apparently, and I should have, done my research before going into this. I like to do these unscripted, okay? Fuck me, I guess. Said that he got banned because he was caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. So I haven't seen any proof of these being real. However, if that does indeed end up being the case, and, it was something like he's saying, oh, I was just joking about meeting up with her at TwitchCon. That puts a whole different spin on this, that, that level of apology, that doesn't take responsibility for those kinds of actions. So either he needs to be willing to show the screenshots in their entirety, or you can let the people decide what they want, because you're withholding truth, and all we have is he said, she said evidence, and from what it looks like right now, there's more people on the side of she said who have the credentials to back that sort of information up, Or excuse me. Would it be he said? Because they were the ones who brought it up first, and then she said because he responded? Let me know. I don't know. I'm done talking about this because this whole topic genuinely makes me sick. So you take this information and do with it as you will, because I want nothing to do with it.